Hey, this is Hammer giving you another battle report. This is the first round of a 3,000 point tournament that started a few weeks ago. So 3,000 points, no special characters, and you have to use the same list throughout the tournament. So at the bottom left, unit of 3 Peg Knights, unit of Grail Knights off the screen on the bottom left, full command. Got a Trebuchet there. Unit of 9 Knights of the Realm, full command. 3 units of 10 Bowmen, and 2 Trebuchets behind them. My BSB's unit with BSB with Virtue of Duty, 1-up armor save. Got a War Banner in that unit. And my level 4 with Grounded Command, Lore of Life. Everything else is Knights of the Realm. Then behind the tower thing on the right is the Grail Relique, or at least what I'm proxying as the Grail Relique. So, always wanted to try it, so I figured I'd just have some fun and throw it in my tournament list. Off the screen to the bottom right is my double Paladin unit with Banner of Eternal Flame. My Rogue Killing Blow General is over there on his Pegasus, and 3 more Pegasus Knights at the top right. So for the High Elves here on the left, he has a unit of 8 Silver Helms, no command, Great Eagle, 14 Swordmasters, I believe they had command, unit of 40 Spearmen with his BSB, he had a 2-up rerollable armor, 9 Archers with his level 4 Lore of Life behind them in the back, another unit of 35 or 40 Spearmen, and behind them 9 more Archers with his level 2 Lore of Death. So there's a view of his middle. He had a unit of 16 White Lions, I believe, another Great Eagle, Bolt Thrower there on the hill. Then on the far right of the board, he had a unit of 9 Dragon Princes with his Lord on a horse. I don't remember everything he had, but I think he was strength 7 or so, and pretty tough in combat. So going to High Elves turn 1. With my Vanguard moves with my pegs, my goal was to bait a charge from his Silver Helms, have him fail it, march over him, and then on my turn 2 get a charge into his level 4 and take him out. But he rolled really well and got a long charge into my pegs, so I kind of messed up my plans a little bit there. Then on the right side, the exact same thing happened. The plan was the same. Hold up his general's unit, make him fail charges, and then on my turn I would have charged the Bolt Thrower, but he made another nice long charge here, so yeah, pretty tough start. Everything else moves up, as you can see. Just moves up his big blocks in the middle. White Lions kind of angled towards my right side. Shooting didn't do much, just killed 1 Grail Relique peasant. So after combat on the left, Peg Knights kill 1 of his Silver Helms. He does 1 wound and charges, and sure enough, Peg Knights, like they're known to do, fail leadership tests that they could make. So kind of disappointed here because now they're right in the face of my Grail Knights and I can't countercharge with them. But that was just bad deployment on my part. If I could do it differently, I would have angled the Peg Knights more towards the center of the board. So if he charged me, I could still get a counter charge. On the right, it completely wiped out my peg knights to a man and overran a little bit. Going to Brett turn 1, the sacrifice of my peg knights ended up being very worth it. So I got a double charge with my double paladin unit and my heroic killing blow general. My Grail Relique also gets a charge onto his eagle, so a lot of points I can pick up here if I take this victory. So on the left side, I fast reform my Grail Knights and move them into a better position, closer to my Treb, for a more clear line of sight. Sure enough, my peg knights fail to rally and fly off the board. So, yeah, 2 peg knights gone without even doing anything. My magic phase, I got off Throne of Vines and put the +4 toughness on my Grail Relique. I did that because my main goal with the Grail Relique was to get in with the White Lions. So I'm expecting to beat this eagle and hopefully force the White Lions to charge me on my next turn. And that 4 toughness and the ward save, they'll hold up with that line unit for a long time. My shooting phase, my archers and trebs managed to whittle down the spear unit. I didn't get any direct hits, but the scatters and the bowmen were enough to take down a fair number of spearmen. So after close combat,
mega kill.
So normally it wouldn't be a good idea to charge my Banner of Eternal Flame unit into a unit of Dragon Princes. In this case, we actually forgot. We forgot the Banner of Eternal Flame and the Dragon Prince ward save altogether in the combat, but luckily it didn't matter. Basically what happened is I charged in, and his princes and his general just completely whiffed all their attacks. I mean, just terrible. Couldn't get through my 3 toughness, and couldn't make it past my ward saves. So just abysmal rolling for the High Elves. And my general was a champion. He killed 3 by himself. And with his 3 kills and the combat rest for my unit, it was an easy victory. And he rolled an 11 for his break test. So even if I did no wounds, I would have run him down. I think he rolled like a 3 or 4 for his flea roll. So just terrible luck that reminds me of some of the luck I've had in my recent games. And my Grail Relique beats the eagle easily, so hopefully they'll get countercharged by the Lions next turn. So on High Elves turn 2, he makes another nice long charge with his Silver Helms into my Grail Knights. A little bit worried about this, but I do have the advantage that he doesn't have any ranks the way he has them lined up in 4s like that. And he said he didn't bring any command either. So I have 2 more ranks in command to help me out, in addition to the 4-up armor, 5-up ward save. So while I don't like it, I think I still have a decent chance there. He also brings his eagle in for a support charge. Sure enough, his White Lions get in with my peasants, which I was very happy to see. In the center, all his spear blocks continue to move up. Sword Masters continue to move through the woods and shield themselves from my bowmen. They would have been the primary target for my bowmen, but I decided to just kind of whittle down the spearman units instead. In his magic phase, he got Dwellers off on my big BSB's unit. And very luckily, my BSB and my Prophetess passed their Dwellers roll. So very fortunate, and then he killed about 5 knights. But if I fail to mention it later, I eventually regrew those knights. So close combat on the left. I did great. I killed 2 silver helms. He only killed 1 Grail Knight, and I had the rank and the banner, so I won combat, which was great. I don't know what the odds are in that, but I still think it's fairly decent, actually, in my favor. So they're just sitting there in front of the house, and I couldn't run them down. So White Lions and Grail Relique battled it out. I kill 2 White Lions, I think, with my hatred, and he kills a couple peasants, and we hold. So couldn't be more happy about that combat. So on Brett turn 2, make an easy charge with my double paladin unit into the bolt thrower. Pick up a easy 100 points there. In the middle, my BSB's unit gets in with his rightmost spear block that I whittled down earlier. And my general makes a nice flying charge into the flank of that unit. Also on the far left side, my Grails charged his fleeing silver helms. So on Magic Bays, I got +4 toughness off once again on my Grail Relique, which is outstanding. My shooting phase, so the first thing I targeted was his level 4 in the back. Not in this picture, because of the dwellers that he did to me last time. So I got really lucky and killed him in his bowman unit with my first treb shot. So that was outstanding. Other than that, just minor scatters and bow fire whittled down this spear block a little bit more. So this is just an overview picture of how things look at this point. And this is a picture I threw in. I just liked how it looked. My treb line in the back and my knights surging forward. So close combat with the bolt thrower, no problem. Take them down and reform to keep pushing the center of the board. So the Grail combat against the silver helms. So this was one we just decided to use logic for instead of look it up. Maybe we're just too lazy. I don't know. But basically I charged his silver helms, and we figured it wouldn't make sense that the silver helms could just run through the house. They would probably go around the house on the left side, since that was their direction of travel. And so it also wouldn't make sense that my Grail Knights could just charge the silver helms against the house, and that they would be trapped. So we decided to play this like if I roll higher than him, I run him down. And if he rolls higher than me, then he gets away. And we just measure the straight line distance and place the unit to the left side of the house, depending on how the rolls go. So turned out that I rolled really high and managed to run him down. So I'm sure we didn't play it right, but it just seemed logical. It seemed fair for both players, so that's what we did. And close combat in the middle.
Rampage.
So the combat was easily won. And once again, my general was a champ. He killed a couple himself and rolled another heroic killing blow like he did against the Dragon Princes. Didn't manage to run down that spear unit. You can see the remainder behind the archer unit, but hopefully I'll be able to get the charge with my double paladin unit on the right and clean up those points. So here's how things look at the midpoint in the game. So luckily my BSB's unit overran just barely past the arc of that spear unit with the BSB. So feeling good about that. Still holding strong with my peasants and just waiting for those sword masters to reveal themselves. Not keen on charging them with a 9-block Knights of the Realm. So try to shoot them up as much as I can my next turn. On High Elves turn 3, he moves his spearmen towards my BSB's unit. I think to give him more options, so he can rear charge me if I charge his archers, and they'll be in combat if I frontal charge him. So I took out his level 4, but his level 2 of death still had some direct damage. He also had Mind Razor. So he took out one of my knights, and he put Mind Razor on his white lions. And so after combat, they killed a significant number of peasants this time. Now he goes to wounding on 3s, so a lot better for him. I think he did this because since he had no other combats, he just wanted to at least pick up the points for this Grail Relique. So on Brett turn 3, I make a number of charges. Double Paladin unit makes a nice long one. I think he angled his remaining spears that way so that if I overrun, run away from the battle, and if I try to reform, I'll have difficulty doing it with the archers in the way. The general makes a nice charge into the remaining bowmen, and this is how I would have taken out his level 4 had my Treb not gotten lucky last turn. On the left, swift reform with my Grell Knights, and they moved just past the charge arc of the Swordmasters. I decided to march my 9 Knights of the Realm past his Swordmasters. Didn't want to charge them, didn't want to risk getting charged by them. So, as I was playing a tournament, I thought it'd be better to save these points and use them somewhere else later. My bowmen pick on a couple Swordmasters. My Grail Relique grinds it out, and he's down to 5 wounds, but still hanging on.
Unstoppable.
So my general cleans up the archers, rolls heroic killing blow once again, and it's the 3rd successful combat this game for him. My Knights of the Realm at the top clear up the spearmen, and I reform 5 wide because that was the only way I could do it and maintain my center in order to face towards the bowmen. My BSB's unit won combat by a bunch, but his BSB managed to roll double 1s to stay, so it was unfortunate. On High Elf turn 4, he pins my bowman unit with his eagle, so they can't stand and shoot, and then charges with his Swordmasters. So that was a wise tactic. In this picture you can see my Grail Knights ready for a counter charge later on. Charges his bowman with his level 2 into the flank of my BSB's unit. I'm starting to get ground down. The sheer number of rerollable strength 3 attacks, I'm bound to fail some armor saves. So close combat, Swordmasters easily crush my bowman, and his eagle overruns into my 2nd bowman unit. Close combat with Grail Relique. I'm down to 2 wounds, but still have +4 toughness, and still hanging on. On Bretonnia in turn 4, beautiful counter charge with my Grails, fully expecting to take down those Swordmasters. And my double Paladin unit, 5 wide, gets into the rear of his archers. And it's kind of an overview shot, and I reform my 9 Knight of the Realm unit there so that they can charge the fleeing Spearman unit, which I fully expect to beat. My magic phase, I fully heal the Grail Relique and get +4 toughness on him again, so that's gotta be so frustrating. And in close combat, he's down to 2 wounds once again. In the main combat, he grinds down 2 of my knights. My prophetess managed to swing her purse again, and he fails his rerollable 2-up armor on his BSB, so that was pretty funny. But sure enough, he rolls double ones once again to stay. So I just couldn't pick up those points. My double paladin unit crushed his bowman, but not as much as I thought. I really expected to kill him to a man given the sheer number of attacks I had with 2 paladins in there and, you know, everyone able to attack. But yeah, I managed to get away. My Grails take down the Swordmasters to a man, which was outstanding. And they also take out the Eagle. Since the Eagle was engaged in separate combat, I was able to fight twice and take the Eagle out. And he managed to get my trebuchet. And this was the end of the game. So I was a little disappointed with how this game started because I thought my Peg Knights had the potential to earn way more than their points in this game. Given the fact that they could have gotten behind the lines and taken out his bowman units with his casters easily, in addition to the bolt thrower. But it turned out, at least on the right, that the Peg Knight sacrifice really opened me up to countercharge his general's unit and earn just an absolute ton of points there. So it worked out well in the end. I think one of the keys to this game was that neither of his elite infantry units got into any significant battles. Swordmasters kind of clogged up in the woods. They failed one charge out of that woods. And my Grail Relique holding up his white lines was huge. White lines with the rerollable strength 6 hits will just chop through my knights. And the Grail Relique really did its job. So, you know, this is my first experience with the Grail Relique. I hear a lot of naysayers about it, but wow, it really performed well this game. Getting +4 toughness off was key, obviously, but that stubborn 8 really held that unit up nicely for me. So in terms of my bowmen, it might actually have earned their points back. I didn't earn it, didn't count it up, but you know, I think spearmen are 9 points each, and swordmasters are 15. And they kind of whittled things down all game, and I was pretty happy with their performance against an elite, lightly armored unit, low toughness army like this. So, actually was glad I brought them this time. My trebs, you know, didn't have a significant impact. They kind of scattered here and there. One direct hit on each of those spirit blocks would have devastated them. I think a direct hit can hit 21 models, I believe, for that base size. But, you know, in the end, it didn't matter too much, thankfully. So, good to get a solid victory in the first round of the tournament. My opponent had some terrible luck, obviously. But, yeah, just happy to move on to round 2. Single elimination, so got to keep gaining victories if I want to make it to the championship. Anyways, hope you enjoyed, and next game is against Orcs and Goblins army. So the last thing I'll do, something new I'm thinking about doing with my videos, is awarding the unit of the match at the end of the game. And this time it has to go to my heroic killing blow general. I think his performance was definitely worthy of a Bretonnian general. Getting into 3 meaningful combats, rolling killing blow each time, and just making a nice impact all over the board.